How's my hair?
It's beautiful.
Yes.
What's up, guys? Jack the Ripoff here for another edition of Jack's Vlogs. Has your guys' week been good? That's awesome. Well, guys, as you can obviously tell, I've got a few people in here with me for this vlog. First off, I want you to say hi to these two guys from All the Coins Gaming.
Hi.
Avery and
Woody.
Woody! I knew that! I knew that! I just met him today. It's okay. And obviously, you know Baka Senpai. And then we have 505 Gamer Girl here.
Hi.
Possibly the most popular one here.
Yeah.
No, she is. She is.
I know you mean.
So basically, All the Coins Gaming guys, they do a lot of gameplay videos, a lot of split screen kind of stuff. Pretty cool guys. They just recently had like a compilation for like Dark Souls 3 that was super funny. And yeah, you should definitely go check these guys out. They need more subscribers. They deserve more subscribers. And then good old 505 over here. She is our resident celebrity with almost 3,000 subscribers.
She's a professional.
Yeah, she's a professional YouTuber.
Yeah, right. Tell me if you can consider 3,000 scripts.
Skip it.
That's how smitten kitten I am.
Please.
But she does a lot of gaming news. She talks about all the new updates for all games, consoles, PC games and whatnot. She does all that stuff and she's all so up to date.
Yeah.
And also for our live studio audience, we have good old buddy Bird. You'll know him from Drunk Gaming with Friends. He's not here.
Bird.
He's not here.
Please leave a message after the tone.
So, as I was talking about how 505 Gamer Girl does a lot of the gaming news, what today's topic is going to be is mainly going to be about where the console and PC games currently are at, you know, in present day, and where we would like to see them in the upcoming future. Kind of our opinions on what we hope to see. He's throwing gang signs over here, you know, we're just all thug nasty and whatnot, you know, just goddamn, sodded. But, so yes, we're going to begin. Ashley, why don't you tell us where all the consoles and, you know, PC-wise, where everything is going, you know, kind of the direction right now with the gaming?
Well, I guess it's kind of hard to narrow it down to one specific thing, but I think gaming is like a sphere, like a little snowball, and as we continue through, you know, going down like a hill, it just gets bigger and bigger and more expansive, and there's just so much more to integrate into your life, like the new Pokemon Go. This is the first like app game that is, yeah, I struck a chord!
Yes.
Something that can actually go place to place working with Google Maps. Like, I know Google Maps was heavily integrated into Grand Theft Auto 5. They were able to replicate all of it. It was gorgeous, but this is taking it to a whole new level because you can stumble upon different Pokemon in different areas, and I think it's fantastic. I'm like, holy shit! And like the whole stuff with the VR, that's fantastic. I think, you know, one day we're all just gonna be SAO and just like hook into our thing and say start.
Don't do SAO. I don't want to play a death game here.
Well, no. Maybe like go
I'd like
Gale
to
or
die.
Alpine where your life is not in danger.
Yeah.
Still died in gun
Those were the worst seasons.
Yeah. But still, you didn't die.
Wait.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No.
first one was definitely the best.
Never mind.
Thank you, live studio audience.
Then we're gonna get off track. We're gonna get off track.
But I think overall, what I want to see happen is the graphic capabilities are already beautiful. We're 60 frames, 1080p. Xbox still has a little catching up to do because they don't hit 60 frames totally. So I'm like, okay, well, we need a little more push for Microsoft side. But PC, we always know that people are always the higher core gaming where, yeah, exactly. You've got the, I have a coworker who, his PC runs 120 frames. And I'm like, what would I do without the
PC
frame?
fucking master race.
Can you even see it 120 frames?
I don't know.
Like,
Could you imagine that? I'm like,
well, I mean, prime example to go along with that though is like, because I play Counter-Strike and if my Wi-Fi is shitting out on me, which normally here it does, I get kicked out of a game because if my frames are not what my team want them to be, it makes it seem like I'm just like this big burden. Like
you're the dead horse.
For competitive games like League of Legends, CS:GO, and a bunch of others, apparently to all those hardcore guys that just take it extremely seriously, frames matter.
Yeah.
And to me, I just want to
Absolutely.
play the game. I just want to play the game with good people.
Yeah.
But if you don't have the frames, you don't have the game.
Absolutely.
I've got 20
I think
frames.
30 is
See?
fine. I like when 30 frames per second was like when it became like the norm.
Oh yeah.
I think that was totally fine.
Yeah.
60 frames per second is nice. You can definitely tell a difference, but it's not necessary.
No, it's
In my
definitely not.
perception.
Yeah, I don't.
Coming from a peasant console gamer though.
I
You know?
am a peasant gamer too.
I just started moving towards PC gaming, like just slowly, because I started playing League with a couple of friends of mine, and then I moved into CS:GO because I used to play it, and now I'm back into it. But I mean, that's probably as far as my PC gaming experience goes so far, because right now I'm only playing on a laptop.
Yeah.
So like
So
Yeah.
for PC gaming, it's that step beyond, right?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
My build, I run Ultra 60 frames a second on Battlefront, and I have a 144 hertz monitor,
Fuck.
so no lag.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
So that with the consoles though, there's a better community on consoles because there's more
Oh,
mainstream.
absolutely.
I was gonna say it's much bigger, I think, and that's why I think like not to sound like a dick, but like the hardcore people with those PC builds, they're like the sweaties. If
My
anything.
thing-
like
my thing about-
they're the people who like spend copious amounts of dollars on those things, and you know it goes towards your gaming experience. So because like you said, the way it looks really doesn't matter to me. I play Minecraft. That is like pixel.
Pixel section.
like,
Pixel
frames
heaven,
per second,
yeah.
you know, in
yeah,
Minecraft
there's
isn't
no
really
such thing
necessary.
as
Exactly.
in Minecraft, but it's what I think makes the game so much more.
Yes.
Like graphics don't matter, but at the same time it just adds like
Yeah.
a little touch of extra seasoning, and you're just
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
it looks
that's-
so good.
And that's where
It's like you can have your fried chicken, but then you add in like the KFC
And it's
slice
just
to it, and it's just boom!
and that's
That is some fried chicken!
Yes.
That's where I think like gaming on any like console or PC,
Damn.
that's where I think it starts to get dangerous, because you have that group of people who want to play the game because it's a really good game, they want to
Yep.
dive into it and they want to have fun with their friends, but then you've got that one guy, or you just have that luck where you jump into a group of guys who take gaming way too seriously.
The sweaty.
Exactly.
It's like
the
a-
sweaty,
the sweaty.
it's the
And
ragers.
this is
Yes.
and this has been my opinion, and I've lived by this opinion for ever since I started gaming. And I've had to tell some of my friends, like, y'all need to calm the fuck down. Unless you are a professional gamer and you're being paid for it, you're being sponsored for it, and it's pretty much your lifestyle, don't get that fucking serious, because then
Exactly.
you ruin it for everyone.
Exactly.
Yeah, because then no one else can have fun. at
Yeah.
it.
But I can understand it. I mean, that's why I play console gaming, because I played League of Legends before, and I got level 30,
That
so I
shit
could
gets
play ranked,
expensive.
and I got in there, and it felt like I was a 6-year-old playing like U6 soccer at like a professional team. They were just like, "What are you doing? What is this? What is your build? You suck!" And I was like, "I'm going back to my PS4." You know what I mean? It's
Well,
Oh, yeah.
because and this is why I don't play League of Legends that much. Like I can play Counter-Strike because Counter-Strike you have those sweaties, but if you can have fun with those sweaties.
Exactly.
Like they know when to back down. Like
exactly.
when you, unless you play League, like if you do like the smallest mistake, and I understand in League you have to be in tune with your team and you have
Oh,
to know
yeah.
what you're doing.
It's all teamwork.
Yeah,
based on that
it's
one.
100% teamwork, and the smallest mistake could actually cost you the entire game.
Counter Strike, you can just run around like a chicken with your
Yeah.
head off and just shoot people.
Yeah.
Yeah, just-
Yeah, like League is more tactical, and you have to have a team. Counter Strike is tactical, but the tactic is laid out for you.
Exactly.
Like you can play the game by a playbook. Unlike League, to where if someone wants to lane swap with you, you need to know how to lane swap and how to do it correctly and when to do it. Otherwise, your entire team is gonna get boned.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then people are gonna start yelling at you and just cussing you out. And that's why I only play, like when I play League, I only play one game a day because I can't take.
That's all you can handle.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Speaking of multiplayer, though, on the topic, I'm actually really looking forward to when we finally get PS4, Xbox, and PC
Oh,
games
my
platform.
God.
Yes.
Yes.
And we're so close, too.
Yeah.
That's what
We
Platforms.
are because Xbox
yeah.
just went PC.
Yeah,
Cross-platform.
Xbox and PC can play together, PC and PlayStation can play together, but we
Now we
cannot.
gotta
we
bridge that
just-
gap,
we
complete that
just-
triangle.
Let's just
You
let's
wanna know
meet
why?
in the middle and love each other.
I don't know why. It's just Sony's a douchebag.
There are two reasons why. Sony's a douchebag, and if you cross-platform Xbox and PlayStation, it is going to be an all-out
Console war. Console
No,
war.
At
see,
that point-
I
point-
disagree.
together.
I don't think it's
Yeah.
gonna be a console war at that point. I think at that point we're gonna start hating the games together instead of each other and be like,
Well,
I'm Xbox.
When I mean by like console war, it's not going to be like, oh, it's like people hating each other and they're coming in. It's just going to be like Xbox and PlayStation finally cross-platforming. Let's finally see who is the best
Yeah.
and who can play the game better. And it always happens no matter where you go.
Team
Oh, yeah,
PlayStation
it's always
versus
a
Team
common
Xbox.
Yeah, like
facing
it's
off
not,
in games.
and I have a feeling
That'd be
it's
cool,
like
actually.
when you are able to cross-platform like that, it's going to be more fun than annoying because you're going to have those sweaties. But if you look at console gaming, there aren't that many sweaties.
No.
They aren't
No.
Because those guys go to PC when they want.
yeah,
Exactly.
because competitive is more PC.
Yeah.
It is way more competitive.
And that's why I said they shell out more of the money. Like there are people who do like hardcore gaming that are console, but not as much as there is PC. PC is way up there in the ranks because
Exactly.
they shell out those dollars, they get those nice like captures. They,
Yeah.
you know, it's so much bigger there.
Well, yeah, that's just how it is when it comes to PC gaming. Is that when it comes to console gaming, you know, you get what you get. That build cannot be changed because it is a pre-made console made by the company. When it comes to PC, I mean, your wallet is your limit.
Yeah.
You can go as far as you want. I mean, they just came out with the new GTX 1080 graphics cards. I mean, like, as of right now, those things run like $800 to like almost $1,000. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, but the price is definitely worth what you pay for it.
Absolutely.
If I'm not mistaken, I'm pretty sure it's like the same price, at least a little bit more expensive than when the Titan came out.
Oh.
Yeah.
And
okay.
it says it can run twice as fast as a Titan, so don't quote me on that.
And
but-
that
I saw a guy on YouTube. He had two 1080s, and he ran Battlefront on 4K at. Actually, no, this was on one 1080. He ran Battlefront on Ultra in 4K at 70 frames.
Yeah, like that's how flawless these new components are. And like I said, when it comes to PC gaming, as long as you have the funds to buy what you need,
Unlimited.
I mean, it's just endless.
and that's where PC and console definitely like.
But that's kind of why I like console. Everybody's got like it's kind
the
of like
same thing.
Yeah, it's kind of like
Yeah.
you went to war and everybody got the exact same gun. Like it's just skill now. Like
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
Exactly.
Instead of well, let's see how far I can reach into my wallet here.
Well,
Right.
because,
It's almost
bazooka.
I mean,
because
it's almost
PC is
pay to
like,
win.
Yeah.
well, because PC is like that prime definition of bang for your buck.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Oh, yeah.
Because it may cost a crap ton of money, but if you have that money,
It's worth
it's worth it.
Yeah.
Like if you want
Because
to,
it goes a long way.
yeah, because if you're really like if you're looking to get into competitive and you've got a team ready, you're gonna want to have that computer that's gonna run flawlessly.
because you do not want to be that weak link
Yeah.
where, you know, because of your lag. Like I played Rocket League a ton of times when I was with a group of friends. I love Rocket League.
Oh, the
But
lag, though,
my
sometimes.
oh yeah, well see, and the problem is like right now I'm kind of limited because the laptop I have, although it's a pretty decent gaming laptop, the ventilation on it is not that great, so it tends to
Mine's
overheat
I was gonna say,
often.
that's common.
And so like when I get into about 15-20 minutes of Rocket League, that thing starts getting hot. I mean, I get lag spikes where I'm like 1 frame a second.
That's where it is with when I play League of Legends. Like that's why I only cut it down to one game because I play multiple games and then I start lagging and then I see my character running up and then running back and I'm like, oh no. And it starts going around in circles because I was clicking. I was like, okay, it's not responding, and then all of a sudden it wants to respond like 30 minutes later. I'm like, okay, gotta go. And I have,
Bye.
and it sucks because even if you're having lag problems, there's no way of telling League, hey, I'm suffering from lag issues. And if you back out, you take that penalty.
Yeah,
Yeah, you
get
get
to
the
the,
penalty.
don't even get to the
You get the
penalty
loss.
thing. Everybody's
Yeah.
oh,
Yeah.
we're gonna start
And then
raging for it.
you have to lead your team, and when a team member leaves in that game,
It's
it's
crucial.
hard
The
to
only,
come back.
and the only way you can get out from getting that penalty is if the game automatically disconnects you because
Yeah.
of your lag. If you decide to back out before it disconnects you, all of a sudden it's saying, "Oh, you're backing out on purpose." Blah blah
Yeah.
blah. It's like
Now, I will say that you
A lot of
can't
games
like.
do that now.
I can see
Exactly.
why they still have the penalty like that, because if you back out and you just happen to fix a problem, you have a chance to reconnect with your game. You can reconnect with the same game that you've been playing.
That's true.
But I mean, it still kind of sucks because if you can't figure out the problem or if you can't fix the problem and you're still suffering from lag issues and you actually have to turn the computer down, it still sucks for suffering from that penalty.
Exactly.
I mean,
Because
that's gonna be multiplayer's like biggest flaw in forever, you know, because you have to have an internet connection, and it's up to the person how much they want to pay for their internet connection.
Yep.
And that's that. There's no way to avoid that, you know.
And it's
Oh,
also,
absolutely,
It's
yeah.
also the area you're in too, because some areas are just dead zones for
Exactly.
Wi-Fi connection.
You know, one thing I have really enjoyed, I play a lot of Plants vs. Zombies Garden Warfare 2. The game is awesome. It's like a third-person Call of Duty. It's
It looks
it's
nice.
awesome. So awesome. So whenever you go to multiplayer matches, you can actually choose what region you want to go into, depending
Oh,
on their
okay.
ping.
That is true. Yeah,
And I'm
Rocket
like,
League does the same
yes,
thing.
Yeah.
Rocket
I-
League, you can choose.
Yeah, you can
don't
choose
wanna-
like South Asia
Yeah.
and like all. I'm like, holy crap.
There are quite a few
that's-
times where I get rid of like all the European countries because the
Yeah.
ping, you're gonna have ping. You
Yeah.
gotta travel across the country. I mean, granted,
Yeah.
it's at the speed of light, but ping.
Exactly.
Ping.
Exactly.
And that's where I'm kind of hoping that where multiplayer starts pushing through, like like they make areas to where you can get in there and still enjoy the game with other people, but you're not suffering because you are not able to get the best.
You're not able to connect to this guy from the UK and he's just killing you.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Nonstop.
Yeah.
And you just can't do anything. You just basically just sit there and just let
And
it
that's-
happen.
Yeah.
And
And
it's
then scored his double, triple hat trick.
Yeah, you're like,
and as,
Right.
as sad as it is about 98% reliant on your internet.
Exactly, and that's all the way around, console or PC wise.
Mhm.
Like neither of them are safe from
No.
the Wi-Fi connection.
And
That
it-
is a
however,
universal.
What's
weakness.
annoying though?
Oh, go ahead.
What's annoying though is because I'm going to Call of Duty 3 here. The game's been out for a minute now, and no matter on a good day or a bad day, I still suffer from lagging issues on that game. I don't know if it's their servers or if it's me or if it's maybe the host. I don't know, but for some reason, every time I get on Call of Duty 3, I have a horrible experience on multiplayer.
Well,
Yeah.
see, that's the thing. So that they don't have dedicated servers. They have host-based servers.
Oh,
So-
that's-
so if your host internet is crappy,
It,
then
it's based on
That's how Call of Duty's
it's
been
basically
since like the beginning.
yeah, it's based on basically who has the best internet in the game.
okay.
Yeah, basically.
That's how it's based.
Yeah.
If they,
Everyone connects to them.
you know, have
and-
you ever had like the Call of Duty host migrations?
Mhm.
That's what happens when one of those guys leave the game or get pissed off. You know,
Well,
they
that-
leave the game, causes a host migration.
But I don't see why people get mad at that though, because I mean you have that many people like hosting to you, it's gonna slow you down.
Yeah, they're all
Right.
piggybacking.
What
Yeah,
makes
a lot.
what made them think that this is a great idea? Just have them host on one
It makes
person.
it really easy on the server.
Like they need to have a
So-
central host made by the server themselves,
Yeah.
instead of just the person with the better internet
Yeah,
connection.
but this
Yeah.
is Call of Duty 3, a much older game.
But my,
Yeah.
You know
but
what
my
I mean?
thing is that you're this big company that's made this lineup, and you still have a huge ass fan base, and you
At
have
least
this
until
money.
You
Infinite
need to put
Warfare
more money
comes out.
into it.
You need
They'll have
yeah.
a big ass fan base until Infinite Warfare finally releases.
Yeah.
You're gonna need.
Then all the Call of Duty fanboys are just gonna buy it for Modern Warfare.
What about the new Xbox One?
I am actually kind of excited about it.
I was surprised.
I'm getting it.
The Xbox
actually.
One S.
I have been trying to migrate over to the Xbox for a while now because I've had some problems with Sony. I won't talk about them right now.
Everyone's had problems with Sony.
Sony, it's just like every single time a commercial comes out for a new game, it's like releasing on Xbox, soon to come for PS4. It's like, man,
Right, right.
PlayStation.
Well, because if you think about it though, when the PS4 and Xbox One were making their debut and they came out, PS4 had a lineup of games for the PlayStation before it came out. Not gonna say they were the best games, but it was something to keep people cold and satisfied until the actual main
The good stuff came
yeah,
out.
the
Yeah,
main
the big
stuff
things
came out.
came
But it's even
To
like
where Xbox, you had to wait like a couple months after, or a couple weeks after the console came out for those main games.
Yeah.
I've just I've got so many examples like Ark. I've been waiting on Ark for the longest time to come out on
I couldn't
PlayStation,
do Ark.
and it's coming. It's already been out for the Xbox since like
A while.
last year, and PlayStation is finally getting it in July.
Well, it could also be Xbox making a dick about not
No,
letting them have
it's-
it first.
No,
Same thing
it's,
with like Tomb
I
Raider.
have done the research so that way I don't, misplace blame. Sony has basically said we don't want the we don't want the open beta version. Basically, they said they just wanted the actual game because Ark went to both of them and said, hey, we've got this game that we're making from the PC console version. Do you guys want it? And Microsoft was like, heck yeah, Ark is like the coolest game ever, and PlayStation was like, ew, an unfinished game? No, sir.
What do you mean
Yeah.
unfinished game? They're all unfinished. You all have DLC anyway.
Exactly. There's
Oh,
going to
yeah.
be. There's
Still
going to be a
selling me a
million.
hamburger bun?
Yeah.
What?
No, they said no, we don't want that. We want the finished game. And so finally, Arc is finishing their game.
And now
after
Sony's like, hey,
months
man.
forever. Yeah, and now
Hey,
Sony's like,
buddy.
all right, cool.
Like,
so,
wink,
we're
wink,
gonna
nudge,
release
nudge,
date now.
let me in here, yeah?
How you doing?
Right, exactly. And that's, when it comes to the DLC and the updates that come with games and everything, honestly, I feel like, especially when it comes to Xbox, you can play a game a week later, there's an update for it, you're waiting an hour to play it again. And it can get kind of annoying.
But that's slowly turning into PlayStation too.
True, yes, I have noticed that trend is starting to go over to the PlayStation side as well, in the sense of, you get the game, it's like, oh yeah, this is all cool and all.
And it's broken.
See,
Yeah.
but I'm not super upset about that because like for instance, this one wasn't costly, but Grand Theft Auto 5 came out and everybody was like, "Where's the online? Why don't we have online?" They were
1
like,
month
"We're still
later.
working on it."
Now,
But
I
I'm
know
okay
it's-
with that because they released the game and they said, "Hang on, just download this and then you'll have it later."
So-
I have
That
no
was-
problem with that.
Yeah,
That
and
was
if they
kind of
done
like
that,
Metal Gear Solid 5.
Yeah.
Like,
Yep.
it didn't come out until like, what, a month or two afterwards?
yeah. And then like if they'd have done it with No Man's Sky, I'm pretty sure everyone would have been totally fine with a slightly broken No Man's Sky. Release a patch whenever they were ready for it.
As
and then it
long
would've
as they
been
already
fine.
have something that they can play.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now they've gone and turned a whole bunch of people off of their game because they were
had
like,
wait another 2 months.
yeah, it's gonna be
And
coming
that's-
out in August.
Oh, that's
And I was so looking forward to that release.
But also, would you rather have a game that is like immaculate through and through, like the stitches are perfect
I'm
and all that
impatient.
stuff? See,
Yeah.
and I am too. Like when they pushed back, what was it, Uncharted?
Oh,
I was like,
there's-
no,
there's one game-
I want to play.
There's one game I'm waiting to hear it come out of your mouths, like seriously.
But
Because
Naughty
it's-
Dog
Yeah.
through, and it was a
Naughty
masterpiece.
Dog has been on their A game lately.
They are always.
Yeah,
They
it's
really
Naughty
have
Dog.
been. They really
Is Naughty
have
Dog going to be doing the Crash Bandicoot remakes?
My God.
They better.
I hope so.
They
I
better.
freaking
Because
hope
They're
so.
not
I-
gonna buy it if they
It
don't.
wouldn't be, to me, it would not be Crash Bandicoot if Naughty Dog didn't do it.
Like, why is he in Skylanders?
Because
He's
Spyro.
so ugly.
Well,
It's,
because-
he looks so
His character
funky.
model
Yeah,
is
it
pretty,
looks so
pretty
bad.
terrible.
Like he, not like he was the sexiest character in the first place, but oh,
It was like-
Crash is my first game,
It
Crash.
looked to me-
Thank you.
Eh,
If you think about it though,
Everyone's furry for
if
Crash.
if you look back at the old Crash Bandicoot and his character model, it was literally like a geometric triangle with arms, eyes, a,
But it
a
looked
nose,
good.
and legs.
Yeah.
But it was
yeah,
great.
yeah, it was
But the
wonderful.
This is like-
gameplay was
This is
amazing.
like this is like
Yeah.
the HD scroll version of Crash.
Yeah, thank you. It's like someone like shooting and they're like,
And spit him out, but they gave him 1080p graphics.
Yeah,
Right.
but you can see his fur though. I'm like, I don't care.
I
He's
don't
so
care
gross.
about that.
It looked to me like Sony fucking like lost the rights to their image, but they still got to say Crash Bandicoot, so they were just like make something look like it, sorta.
I know.
Yeah, no.
Make
That-
it
that's
like
how it was. That's how it was when it came to the Spyro games.
Yeah.
The old,
Oh,
for,
fuck yes.
for PlayStation 1, Spyro, he was
So
the
fun.
most polygonal looking fucking thing you played as ever.
What was
Some
odd
smaller
was the more
brown titties.
realistic they made
Oh,
him,
yeah.
the weirder he looked.
Yes,
You know?
Yeah.
agreed.
More.
Oh, wait.
God.
So, speaking of features though, for Spyro, who here went and downloaded all the codes for Spyro and just sat there with their piece of paper one by one going X square, X square, X square, down, 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 down,
No,
down.
I
Jump
did
in the
that.
fire, he's purple! What? That's crazy! He was already purple, hang on. He's blue! I did that shit.
No,
Oh.
I did that for Rampage a lot though.
Oh
like
my
I still
gosh.
have my PS2 case for Rampage, and I'm like, unlimited dives. Why not? Let's do it. But
She had proxy cards.
I know.
That's how I freaking was when it came to. I still remember the invulnerability code for when it came to the PlayStation 2 games of the Incredible Hulk.
I remember I pretty much still remember all the God of War codes
Oh,
that I used to
damn.
use. Oh man.
He's like, you can't touch me.
Yeah, I'm invincible.
Well, what do y'all think about the new God of War coming out?
I'm very excited.
The
about
fact that they gave Kratos a beard is good enough
It's
for me.
badass. I
He's
think they
like,
made him a
yes.
little bit beefier too. They made him a bit beefier too.
Well,
He
well,
was
I
bigger.
mean, he's got those old man muscles.
He
You know?
totally does.
He totally does.
Like that, like the Viking from Kung Fury.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I want to know, like, okay, so I've got a lot of questions for God of
Is
War.
that
like,
his
first
kid?
of all, it's definitely his kid. There's no doubt about it
I
that
thought she
she's his
died.
kid.
I was gonna say, did
He killed her.
No. I think this. It could go two ways. So I think it's either A, he's got a new family, and his mom died, and he's raising the son. Like he just started over entirely.
Wait, he's
or,
got a son?
Yeah, he has a son.
Okay,
and
well
the
then it's got to be a new family because the one prior to that he had a daughter.
Yeah, he had to
Well, what
leave
I'm
the
thinking-
daughter in
I really like this theory. I saw about it online. It's basically they're thinking it might be an alternate universe.
Ooh.
God of War.
Well, because this one
The reason
actually
he's got a
follows
beard-
Norse.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Norse
it's
is
like
like,
Valhalla.
they want to say it's like Norse God of War.
Ooh.
Yeah, which could be pretty interesting. So
That
it
would
might
be
Could you
be-
imagine like
Which would
beating
be-
down Thor and
which is
like
a great-
Loki?
It's a great idea
Oh, yeah.
because if you want to reboot a series, like the hardest part is coming up with why is it being rebooted.
Yeah.
So if you're saying a new mythology, that's perfect. Like
Yeah.
that's absolutely brilliant, and I think it's a wonderful move.
I watched this morning a video of some of E3's previews for games coming up, and there was one that caught my eye.
What's that?
Now, you know me. I am a huge zombie apocalypse fan.
Yeah.
Oh.
Are you talking about Days Gone?
Yes!
You know what?
That I saw the
You know-
gameplay for that from E3.
It looks
Oh.
really
I'm gonna-
cool.
I'm gonna
But,
go out.
but I know where you're going, and I'm about to jump on it. This is where I get agitated with games like this, because for me, like I said, I'm a huge zombie apocalypse fan. So you really have to try hard to get my attention. It got my attention because there are some aspects that I like, because to me it looked like it's an open world zombie apocalypse.
It does look like it.
I'm
For
fairly sure that's
console.
what they were going for.
Now it looks the same as any other game, as any zombie apocalypse game.
You know what I will
Like
say
Left
though?
4 Dead or
The
something
the
like
way
that.
the zombies
Yeah,
move in Days Gone, the way the zombies move and like
It's much more realistic.
Well, I
than
like
much more
the,
realistic. It's got some World War Z shit
Yeah,
going
that's
on.
what I was gonna say.
Yeah,
It's like World War Z,
that's
like,
what that's where it
Yeah.
kept me hooked onto it, because
Horrifying.
like
Yeah.
I'm watching the trailer, and the dude is in some lumber mill looking for one of the guys. I guess he had a target on it, or he did something wrong, and he was following him and
Yeah.
kill him. And all of a sudden, this horde is coming out, and whoever is doing the trailer or playing the game for the trailer, he's literally fighting off this horde. It's like thousands of undead coming after him, and he's dodging them left and right, and they're like on his ass.
They are the whole time.
When a trailer can sit there and make me go, ooh, oh, fuck, fuck, fuck.
Yeah, let's
Yeah,
My
like,
anxiety was through the
Yeah.
roof. I was like, ah,
Yeah,
ah.
like when they get close, when they're like, he comes at like moments of the game where they get close, and like one literally just brushes past them, like, oh shit!
They're just like gripping the edge of your seat.
Yeah.
Like,
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 I was literally laying on my bed with like my phone like this above my face, and one jumped out, and I go, oh fuck, and dropped it on my face. That's where it got me. Like, I'm still skeptical, but when a game can do that to me from a trailer, that's where I
That's
start
gonna be
getting
some-
interested.
Yeah.
That's where you start wondering like,
And
how
then-
good is that gameplay going
and,
to be?
and then there was one part that actually got me extremely interested, is that you can get environmental kills. Because there was a part where he was in the lumber mill and a zombie busts through the wall. Like, he's surrounded and they're trying to get in, and one
And he
squeezed
shoved the
through a
face
crack.
into the fucking.
Yeah, he punched him and he took his face and shoved it into one of the saws, and he just sat there
Just so much
dangling.
more interactive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay.
That's
see,
badass.
What's scary
back.
about that is they do that in a lot of new gen games, and the first one it kind of started was like the whole Assassin's Creed, where it's like, oh cool, look, I'm running on this thing, and then I can jump up here, and then your character goes all wonky and tries to like
Well,
glitch
the
on
thing
something
is-
else.
Right, right.
They still haven't
The thing
really
is-
figured some of that
In
out,
Mortal Kombat, they had
Yeah.
environmental kills.
and
You
sometimes
pick
it
up
just
cars.
But
sometimes it just doesn't work.
But
Yeah.
what I noticed also from just like the minor details, it all looks like it's literally going to be a choice-based game.
Yeah.
Like, whatever you do is either going to determine whether you live or you die.
Like Butterfly
Now
Effect kind of
that sounds like any other game, because of course, if you don't do something right, yeah, you're going to die.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
But well, for example, when he was in the sawmill, he was running up the stairs and trying to get to the roof. The wooden platform that went from one end across to the other, it broke under the sheer weight of how many zombies were running across it.
Yep.
To me, that's like
detail.
that's important
Yeah.
to know.
Yep.
Because if you're in a tight spot and you're like, oh, this shit can't hold their weight, run across it, and then they try to come after you and it
It
breaks,
just breaks.
you just got away. Like,
Yeah.
you got your ass out of there. That was like your breather right then and there.
Exactly.
To think.
And see,
Yeah.
and see what I like about like the new environment kills and the way that it interacts with the environment so fluidly.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just something about it that it makes it work because it's just that much more realistic. And, you know, and what I like about this one is that the environmental kills are not obvious. Every game has been out, like take Tomb Raider. Raider.
Yeah.
Take the new Tomb Raider for example. Like it's you can get environmental kills, but they're
The
like
environment-
copy paste of every single thing you can do. Like set this thing on fire. Everything you can set on fire looks exactly the same, and it just stands. I was like, hey, shoot me!
Yeah.
But I like
Or
the
like
idea.
the really random like a box randomly hanging from a rope over
Yeah.
a guard. Like, huh?
Well.
Why would? Okay.
It's like,
Well,
Yeah,
I wonder what I
but
should.
that's what I like about the Days Gone gameplay video that I saw because it just
There's
you-
no prompt.
Well-
yeah, there's no prompt. You just
What
see it.
What
and do
really
it.
sealed the deal for me is the end of the trailer, because you see him doing all this. You see him blowing up the log stand and making the logs fall down on the
Yep.
zombies. You see him knocking shit in their way. You see them crossing the bridge and then they try to and they break. But at the end, he made a wrong decision. He went
He was
to
He
the
ordered
sorry.
roof.
himself.
And it's
He went to the roof, crossed the bridge to one of the silos, and you thought he had it because like there's a wave coming and he's just mowing them down. There's no more. And then the camera spans out and
And
he's
then it's
stuck
just-
on that silo. He's got
Just
no
a
way
sea
down.
of zombies.
And then you see zombies coming from this direction, and coming back down the bridge, and he's fucked. He's got nowhere to go. And I'm like, that's where it seals me.
But he's got unlimited ammo apparently.
No, well, he found more ammo there.
Yeah.
But that,
In a wood mill?
I mean, it's a game.
It's a zombie apocalypse.
video game logic.
But like,
Hey, man,
that's
ammo.
that's where it completely sealed me because like the trailer pulls you in. Like at first you're like, oh, this is gonna be any other zombie game, and then it starts to look like any other zombie game, and then you're seeing he's making these choices and he's going these different routes. He's running a train, and it slowly starts to pick up more and more because then they start getting closer. He's spending more and more ammo, and you're like, is this dude gonna get out? Is this just a trailer of him gonna die? And then it gets to the point to where
You
you're like,
think he's gonna make it?
yeah, he's like, this dude's playing smart, like he knows what he's doing and he's using the environment. And then at the end, you're like,
Well,
Just
he made the
wrong choice.
Yeah, he made the wrong decision at the end and he like fucked himself. And I'm like, I like that.
Exactly.
do y'all think VR is going to?
That's actually what I wanted to bring up next.
Yeah,
Is the subject of VR.
We had this
with the
conversation.
release of the HTC Vive and the new updated version of the Oculus Rift,
Mm-hmm.
the sensitivity and the more immersion that you get with the new VR games that are coming out just make it amazing.
See, but do you think it's gonna flop? Because,
I've actually been talking to a lot of people about that. My fear of VR is it's going to be exactly like when motion controls were first kind of announced, and everybody was like, we could do that. PlayStation comes out with their dumb motion controls,
Yeah.
Xbox got their Kinect and everything like that, and it's like, it
PlayStation
feels,
already has a VR.
It feels
headset.
to me like everybody's trying to hop onto the hype train for VR,
Absolutely.
and they're not actually focusing on making the VR good. They're just focusing on making it as cheap as possible
They're just trying to get it
and
out.
like as known as possible.
But
everybody's doing VR. Bethesda's got VR. PlayStation's got VR.
But
Xbox is doing
this is
VR.
where I'm worried about that, but this is where I also get excited because it's not just these big companies like Xbox, PlayStation, HTC, or any of the other guys that actually like jumped on it and started working on it, but the everyday people like you and me.
Yeah.
You see people in these underground studios. They've made their own small little companies, and they are developing and making VR better. Like the guys on Node, Brandon and Sam and Nico and D and all of them. They have Node, they have Corridor Digital, but Brandon has started developing his own VR game, and it's now on Steam, and he's continuing to keep going and keep going and keep going. Like I think they've just, if I'm correct, they actually just developed their own VR rig, and it's almost full body. Like you got
Nice.
you got your gloves, you got you got your central hub on your chest, and you got your headset, and they started meddling with this stuff when VR was just a baby and it just came out and was like, hey, this is happening, and the stuff they were doing was grade A.
Yeah.
It was still a little janky because they didn't know how to. They were working with the programs.
You know,
And that's
new
how- that's how
stuff.
you
It's gonna take some
Yeah,
time. 'Cause
but where my hope lies is not in the big companies, but in these small people who are just
like the indie people.
the indie
Well, 'cause
games.
what I'm afraid is going to happen with these like the big AAA game companies, they're just going to like my best example is during the Sony press conference for E3, they show the VR version of Final Fantasy 15, and I was like, That's what they're gonna do, isn't it? They're just gonna put VR into like everything, and it's gonna be like half-assed. Like when multiplayer first came out,
Yeah.
and everybody was like, "We made this game, but we gotta throw multiplayer in there." Everybody's playing multiplayer. You got like Tomb Raider multiplayer, and you, like,
Last of Us
you know, you got
multiplayer.
Doom multiplayer.
God
Like, come
of War
on.
multiplayer.
Oh,
Dude,
yeah,
like,
Uncharted
everybody wants to
multiplayer.
have multiplayer, and that's exactly what I can see is gonna happen with these AAA companies. Now, like you were saying, the indie games that are like really actually like trying to impress their fans and stuff like that, they're gonna try and they're gonna make their VR systems great. But a lot of games are just gonna be like, we've got a VR thing too. Look, we can do VR.
But the fine line between that is the guys who are making these indie games and the big companies is the fact that, like you said, the guys making these indie games want to make it better for their people.
Yeah.
You take a big company like Xbox and PlayStation where people have given them ideas and complaints about shit that they fixed. It's just like the iPhone. People will send complaints and complaints and complaints, and all the iPhone does every time it comes out is like, oh, we gave you a bigger screen! Who fucking cares?
Yeah. So what were you going to say about
So
the VR?
I've actually played the HTC Vive and a lot of the games that came out with it. So like the Pirate, Space Pirate or whatever.
Mhm.
Played the mini golf, the kitchen simulator, job simulator.
Yeah.
That shit's fun, man. Like, it's not like when the Wii came out, you know, like, oh, dude, you got 2 controllers, you know, and shit's on your head, man. Like, it's trippy. Like, so I was playing in a space, just like this. So it was in a dorm room. So there is a tiny bit of problem if you have like a small room, you know.
Yeah, it's
Like,
harder.
there's-
It's harder to
Yeah,
track.
it's harder to do things, but you can get around that. Like, it's not like you don't need to have a big space.
Mhm.
It's recommended, but you don't need to have a big space.
Yeah.
Like, I see VR not going towards, you know, like big, like AAA companies, you know, because I just feel like it'd be too much work.
Well,
like,
if anything, we've
to
been
make people
developing
happy.
games like this for
Yeah.
the past like 15 years. You can't stray too far from that, or you can't expect such a huge audience. Like maybe my kids VR, that maybe in like 2020 that'll start like another like SAO type experience where it's fully integrated
Yeah.
VR, where you have like a walk pad in your house, like
And that's
kind of
where,
thing.
and there's, I can't remember what company it was, but they made a full VR rig, and it looks weird, and it's really one of their prototypes. But you step on this.
It's like a treadmill thing. kinda.
Yeah, it's like a treadmill, but it goes in different directions.
Yeah.
And they hook you in, like by the hip, on a harness. And they put your VR headset on, and they give you, like if you're playing a first-person shooter, they give you a
Gun.
like a gun or what feels like one.
Like a plastic.
Yeah, with a sensor at the end. And I watched this video, and this dude's literally playing, I think it was Battlefield or something like that, and he was running. And his character was running like he was.
Mhm.
And then when he came up on someone, all he did was bring up his gun like in real life, pull the trigger, and it worked.
Yeah.
That's what I'm looking forward
What's
to.
funny though is like you said that people were gonna have to like because they want to play their games on their controllers and stuff like that. But honestly, in my opinion, kids and adults have been simulating VR since like the birth of video games. When
Yeah,
I'm playing a racing
absolutely.
game and I turn, whole body turns.
seriously.
Oh
yeah.
yeah, it's like in any first-person shooter.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
I've seen you do it, and
Oh,
you
yeah.
see me do it. When I'm sitting there aiming, I'm like I'm peeking
Yeah.
out from my sights.
Around and stuff, you know? I think,
Or you're just already saying "ow" for
I-
your character getting hurt.
Exactly.
And
Yeah.
I completely agree. It's something
Yeah.
that we've been trying to get for a long time, but at the same time, I agree. Like these AAA companies, I just don't think it's there for like. Would I want to play Batman? Do I want to wear like Hal? No, I don't.
hashtag
I
wear
want
the
to fucking
cow.
play mini golf.
Yes!
Yeah,
I want to
exactly.
crawl under. There's a YouTuber I watch. He literally was playing a pool simulator. He stacked like 3 beer bottles, plate, 3 beer bottles, plate. Like he's making a tower, and then he crawled under the pool table, and he's like, yes! He built a fort. He was throwing beer bottles at the NPCs. And I was like, this is what I want.
awesome.
He made meatballs, and he's like, come on, kids. And he's like, I put them on the floor for my kids, because my kids are shitting their animals. And I was like, this is what I want. This
Right?
is great.
And this is where I get excited because it's not these big companies doing this.
They're just
It's-
tiny people.
It's like a group of people who download the program, learn how to work it, or
Because
as
they love
go,
that thing.
Yes,
They
because-
love what they do.
because they see a good idea, like all these big companies should see, as
They
an
do see
idea
it.
that is so small and it has so much room to grow.
The big companies are seeing it.
But
PlayStation and
the
Xbox
thing is,
both
but
are
here's-
seeing
saying
it.
it, but they want the money.
I was
Exactly,
gonna say, they're not
exactly.
thinking of
They're
us,
gonna
they're thinking of
and-
themselves.
I
And
think
this
they're
is
gonna
where the
ruin it.
difference lies. Both parties can see it. Now, the big companies will see it and they're like, yeah, there's so much room to grow.
Can we make
But
money?
they'll build it until they get the amount of money they need and it stays there.
Yep,
It plateaus.
exactly.
For people who are just like me and you, and they see this idea and they know where it can go and they know what the people want, that's when they start
They keep putting more,
expanding
more,
and then
more.
And
it
then
keeps
the bigger
going.
company eats them up and takes them and buys them out. Yeah,
That's but it's
that's
only-
we've seen it time and time again.
yes,
Yeah.
but that's coming from the people who they just want the money.
Yeah.
And you have that small group of people who do it for fun and they do it for their fans and everything that just want to keep building it and building it and building it.
When you think video games, who are the first two companies to come to mind?
Of
Well, of
course,
course, it's
Sony and
Xbox.
Microsoft.
Yeah.
Exactly, and that's how it's gonna be. And these little companies, all of a sudden, they're gonna see like really big dollar signs because these companies are like, "Hey, that's a pretty cool idea," and they're gonna sell out. Unless
Oh,
you've
shoot,
got this
oh,
company that is so dedicated.
That's what I'm saying. You have
They
that
might.
small percentage
They
that
might.
is like,
The flower through like the street crack. It
Yeah.
happens, you know. Like I keep telling people,
It might.
like
You know, I would say Rocket League probably a really good example of that. They are a company that does not give a crap what the other
they
companies
literally
think.
started at nothing. They had this like eight name, like this huge name. It was like robotic supercar soccer football.
Robotic Supercar Legends.
Well, whatever the game started off as, and it was just the flower in the sidewalk. You know, it came through and it became massive. Like I could even go talk to my customers and be like, "Yeah, man, Rocket." They're like, "Oh, Rocket League." I'm like, "Yes," because like I told a guy about it. I was like,
orgasmic.
yeah.
Oh my
I was like, the replayability of this game is huge. It's never boring. You can play soccer, but you can also play basketball. And you're like, hey, I'm not gonna make it.
And I have to thank Rocket League because they are the pioneers for this PS4 Xbox
Absolutely.
One crossover.
It
Okay,
just
so
They're
brought
like,
it to another
please let
level.
us do it.
Yeah,
It's gonna be
and
great for them.
And that's where my faith lies, is for people who did that.
The little people.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not gonna say I don't believe in them, but
Well,
you know,
it just takes faith. It just
Yeah.
takes faith in those people who will sit there and work hard
And dedication.
and not sell out. It's hard not to sell out, especially when you have Microsoft or Sony coming with you like
They're like,
for
"Hey,
billions of
man."
dollars for your idea. It is really hard not to sell out, but there are those people who are just like,
They
we
refuse
know,
to sell
yeah,
out.
we
Oh,
know
this
what
is-
you're gonna do with it.
That's how
You're gonna
Bungie
make it
was.
shitty, and you're gonna downgrade it. Where we made this thing to where it's gonna be awesome. You can keep upgrading it, and we'll keep making it better for people who want it better.
And you can kiss my ass. So.
Yes.
Exactly.
See, and that's why like I commended Bungie because Microsoft tried to eat them. Like they ate 343. They ate Mojang.
I
They
commend
ate-
Bungie.
Mojang is the saddest example. Of
I
that.
was
serious, so
Mojang is
upset.
like, Mojang's like, look at us, we're super cool. We made Minecraft and we're super indie, and nobody can take it. Hey,
Oh.
Microsoft, how's it going?
yeah, seriously.
God,
It's like,
I was so
That's right.
upset.
Like a
Oh,
little,
you
like
know
a
how
little
much-
flying fish that like comes out of the water. It's like, look at me.
Do you know how much Notch sold that?
Oh, I can guarantee the
God, a
numbers
few
are
billions,
like
I
way
bet.
more.
$3.6 billion.
I believe it. I believe it.
But
How do you say
oh,
no to that?
You can just
That's
say
hard.
no. You keep
You don't-
going
I mean,
towards
it-
your goal.
I mean, it just became a billionaire. Though.
You can't
Yes.
say no
Well,
to
but
that.
still, why
from
would
an
you want
indie
something like
from
that?
an
How many
indie
flowers you
8-bit
could buy?
game.
You also got to think though. By the time Notch had sold out, honestly, he wasn't feeling Minecraft anymore. There was
That
an
is true.
interview with him where he wasn't feeling continue with Minecraft because he didn't like the direction it was heading. He didn't like where he was going with
Maybe
it.
he just felt it was at that plateau. He felt that he had already done as much as he
There is
could.
a peak.
that's okay.
Which is
Yeah,
why
you
at
should
that
always
point-
notice your peak.
Yeah.
You know,
When you
can't
know,
because otherwise you're gonna look like Call of Duty.
unless
Hey, we still suck. Hey, here's another game. We still
Call of
suck.
Duty, Call of Duty.
Oh, we're not gonna listen to what you guys say.
I feel like Call of Duty hit that peak at like Modern Warfare,
I
and
hit
then
the
there
peak
was
at like Big Red 1.
you know what game?
Yeah, that was
You know what game I was actually surprised? Since we're on Call of
Thank
Duty,
you,
you know what
Leslie,
game
you
actually surprised me when